Hey, good morning everybody. Drayton here with Zero Turn Lawn Care. Had a customer that fired me this week, and let me tell you why. Hey, Zero Turn Lawn Care back at you. Like I was saying, folks, had a customer this week to fire me. Let me tell you why. But first, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, give me that like sign, show me you appreciate what I'm doing, and I appreciate you all for watching. Again, thanks for all the ones that have subscribed. Been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, here in Houston, the weather has been 100 plus, 100, I think it has even gotten to 109. But for the past month and a half or two, we haven't had any rain. So the yards are pretty much dry. A lot of them are not growing. And probably out of the 30 plus yards that I have, I think last month I only did about 6 to 10 yards. Tell you how bad it's been. But there's one customer, she called me and she told me, she said, don't come out and cut. The ground is, pretty dry. The grass is not growing. And I said, okay, it's no problem. Because, again, I know that's what's been going on. So that was about a month ago. So I called her, I texted her, and asked her, how's the yard? She said, oh yes, please come on out. So me and my helper, we go out there, and I'm looking at the yard, and I could tell she had been watering her yard. Some areas the grass was real high, and when I say high, I mean like 9 or 10 inches high. In some areas. Now some areas was still kind of dry, looked like it was dry, but the grass was growing, the edges needed cutting. Grass was growing all out in the edges. If you know Bermuda grass, you know how it grows. So as I'm cutting the yard, I'm thinking, man, she should have called us 2 weeks ago. So again, a lot of grass I'm cutting, and I had to, matter of fact, in some areas I had to go over it twice to get it down and to get the grass to where I need it to be, to pick it up, bag it up, the leaves or whatever that I had to do. Also, the front of your yard, right at the curb of the street, and I'm pretty sure everybody that's in lawn care, you've run across this situation where you have trees and leaves falling, and leaves are just blowing straight down the street. And you know how the leaves will blow straight down the street? They'll blow along the curb of the street, curb of the front yard. And for some reason, right in the front of her yard, she had just a big old pile. And I'm looking down the street on her side. No one else home had those leaves blowing down the edge of the curb. And I know the guy next door, he just had his yard done, and him and her, they're pretty good friends. They live like on a bayou, and I have to cut the back of that fence on the back side because she don't want that growing up against the fence. And usually if I don't cut it, he'll cut it when he cut his yard, so when I come, I don't have to cut it. So I know they get along pretty well, but I felt like from looking at that, it was just situated, Paul just situated right there in her front, just right there in the front of her house on the curb. So I felt like when he did his yard, he blew all the leaves over to hers, and she probably told him, don't worry about it, the yard man will get it when he comes. So as I'm doing that, I'm getting kind of, feeling some type of way that I'm having to do this here extra work that, I really shouldn't have had to do. So after I finished the yard, I did the front, and the guy have helping one of my relatives, he did the back. He does a pretty good job. And so as I'm talking to him, I'm telling him, you know, man, she should have called us, you know, 2 weeks ago, because this yard is kind of bad, and she had been watering the yard, and it's, you know, it really is growing. So I decided to charge her, you know, extra $10. And I guess $10 to some folks is a lot, but you know, it is what it is. So I charged the extra $10 and sent her a text message, tell her, you know, we just finished your yard. I'm gonna have to upcharge you an extra $10 because the grass is considerably higher than expected. I can tell you have been watering your yard. Grass is kind of high, and also your neighbor blew all the leaves in the front of your curb, on the curb of your street, and I have to pick up his mess as well. So that was that. Usually she'll respond within at least 10 to 15 minutes. She didn't respond, and that was about 10:30, 11 o'clock when I did the yard. So around about 8:30 or 9 o'clock that night, she still hadn't responded or sent payment. So I sent her a message saying, hey, ma'am, I still haven't received payment. Well, within 5 minutes, she sent me a payment, and let me get my phone here and read to you exactly what she's told me after she sent me the payment. She says, good evening, your payment should be on the way by Zelle, and I'm wondering why this bush wasn't cut or trimmed, and it hasn't been since you started mowing my yard. And you specifically said that that was a service that you render. I'm not satisfied with your service, and I'm going to discontinue your service. There's no need for you to come back out. Wow. Now, I've been cutting a yard at least 4 or 5 months, never had a problem with her, and I did offer the service of trimming the trees on the hedges and shrubbery, you know, and I'm usually doing the front while my helper is doing the back, and I pretty much trust him to where I don't have to really go and check to see if he cut the yard. But that was my mistake, that I didn't go back and look, and it's just one bush or one hedge, just one, that I didn't go back and just, you know, check and just look and see. But at the same time, she'll usually communicate, hey, you missed this, can you do this? And I would do it, it's no problem. And in the front, I'm usually trimming the little hedges or whatever need to be trimmed. So that was my bad and my mistake. But I really felt like she was mad or pissed off because I upcharged that $10 for having to do the extra work. And, you know, stuff like that happened. But me running the business the way I want to run it, and I didn't want to leave a sour taste in her mouth about the company and Zero Turn Lawn Care. So I texted her back and told her I'm sorry that, you know, things didn't work out, and she was right about the hedges, and that was completely my bad, my fault. And even though she's going to discontinue service, I would still like to come out, trim those hedges, or that one hedge or whatever it is that she was talking about, trim it, and at no cost, just, you know, try to diffuse the little situation of the feelings she was having. And left her a message with that. As of today, she haven't responded, so I guess, you know, it is what it is. But just telling y'all, when you get in this business, if you're starting whatever, you know, try to diffuse the situation. You don't want to let the customer leave with a bad taste in your mouth. You have reviews that people have put on Google or whatever, so I don't know if she will or not, but you know, hopefully she won't, because maybe the step that I took to try to rectify the situation, make her feel a little better about the situation. Hopefully she won't, but it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. You're gonna always have customers that are sometimes upset and sometimes they're right. They don't know, but you know, again, try to diffuse the situation, or not have them to leave, or you leave with a sour taste in their mouth, you know, if you can. But again, you know, it is what it is. I appreciate the service, and I thanked her for allowing me as well to service the yard when I did. And but again, she haven't responded. If she do, I will go over there and trim the hedges for free. No problem with that. But anyway, I want to thank you all for, again, tuning into the channel. If you haven't, please hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We have some more videos coming out. I believe my next video is going to be on mulch glue. I bought some mulch glue probably about a month ago, and was intending to do a review on it, and I haven't. So I'm going to do a review a video on using mulch glue and how to use the mulch glue. But again, thank you all for tuning into the channel. Appreciate it. Hope y'all have a nice weekend. If you can, you'll maybe barbecue or something. Me, myself, I'm getting ready to head on up here to HEB and get me some soft shell crabs and try to cook me some soft shell crabs this evening and have me a crab sandwich. Again, appreciate you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Y'all have a great day.